In the real world, Anadrol all day, every day is going to give us better results. What does this mean? In real world studies, when comparing the two, milligram per milligram, Anadrol is going to build about 3 times more muscle mass. Yo, what's going on, guys? Seth Spartan here, nutrition, training, and hormone expert and Prometheus Pro bodybuilder with Prometheus HRT, the world's best testosterone and hormone replacement clinic. Use my code SPARTAN to save on either testosterone or HGH replacement therapy. Guys, today we're going to be talking about Anadrol versus Dianabol. Ultimately, which is better, which is superior? I want to note, guys, that both of these medications and drugs are available with the prescription at Prometheus HRT. So guys, let's get into it. I'm going to give you a quick summary, 5 minutes or less, when comparing Anadrol and Dianabol. If you guys want more information, go watch my Anadrol versus Dianabol full expert breakdown video for everything you could ever want to know pertaining to these two. However, for cause of this video, we're going to keep it to 5 minutes or less. So let's go. So what do you need to know when comparing Anadrol and Dianabol in terms of, medication, or drug profile? The first thing we need to talk about is which is more effective. That's the question that everybody's going to ask first and foremost. Which is more effective? Let's look. Let's not look at anabolic ratings. You can look at the anabolic androgenic rating or ratio for both of these drugs. You see that Anadrol is way higher, Dianabol is way lower. But really, guys, what we really want is getting down to, in the real world, which is going to give us the best results. So, in the real world, Anadrol all day, every day is going to give us better results. What does this mean? In real world studies, when comparing the two, milligram per milligram, Anadrol is going to build about 3 times more muscle mass when compared to Dianabol. It's just a more potent mass building anabolic androgenic steroid for that matter. Not just on paper, but in the real world, Anadrol about 3 times more lean muscle mass gains. Okay, and that's the reason that Anadrol is so often prescribed for other muscle wasting conditions, and also things like AIDS, and also for helping burn patients recover. Having said that, guys, when talking about muscle mass, Anadrol wins about 3 times, building about 3 times per muscle than Dianabol milligram per milligram. A quick explanation behind this is that Dianabol is a first-generation anabolic steroid. By example, what does this mean? Dianabol is a testosterone derivative anabolic steroid, whereas Anadrol is not a testosterone. It is a DHT derivative, which means that while Dianabol is going to convert super fast into estrogen right away, right away once it enters the bloodstream, Dianabol is being converted into estrogen. Anadrol is estrogen resistant. It's not going to convert into an active estrogen metabolite. And also the half-life for this matter, guys, in Anadrol's case is almost triple. That's right, almost 3 times as long, which means that it's going to have a lot longer time to exert its effects. So anyways, without getting into too much information, Anadrol is going to build about 3 times more muscle in the real world. So not just on paper is it more powerful, it's about 3 times stronger of a muscle building agent, milligram per milligram, in the real world. Let's talk about fat burning. Not just on paper, can we look at these things, but also in the real world studies, we see that Anadrol, guess what, burns a lot more fat. Why? We talked about it just a little bit. Again, go watch my other video for getting into this in depth, but Anadrol being a DHT derivative, it is very resistant to metabolism breakdown in the human body. Thereby, guess what? It's going to attach onto the androgen receptor sites on the fat cells and cause a much greater, much stronger fat burning effect than Dianabol. So for muscle building, Anadrol. For fat burning, Anadrol. Let's talk about a little bit about the sides. Let's talk about the cons. What do you guys need to know in a short summary video? Anadrol versus Dianabol. Well, guys, when comparing these two medications, Anadrol is going to be the far safer option of the two. Period. Let's get into this. So short-term side effects right away. Milligram per milligram, Anadrol is going to be safer on the liver. Okay, so as with both of these medications are oral C17 alkylated oral steroids. So the thing is that while they both have the same modification, they both are processed different by the human body. Anadrol, again, milligram per milligram, is going to be far easier on the liver. A lot of people think Anadrol is really harsh on the liver, but that's actually not true. It is probably second safest oral anabolic steroid to only Anavar in terms of milligram per milligram liver toxicity. The only difference is that people take way more Anadrol than they do any other oral for that matter. So in terms of liver toxicity, Anadrol is going to be safer. Dianabol is one of the harshest oral anabolic steroids on the liver ever. And in terms, guys, of long-term side effects, let's talk about long-term side effects for a second. With any anabolic steroid, including even testosterone, our body's natural testosterone, misuse or abuse, think high doses or wrong usage overall, you're going to have plaque buildup in the arteries, atherosclerosis, cardiovascular disease, and also heart wall thickening. I talk about this in some of my other videos, anabolic steroids side effects. Go and watch that for more information. Having said that, which of the two is going to be worse? This is a hard question to answer with just the medical studies, but I can tell you based on real world examples when comparing Anadrol and Dianabol, a lot, and I mean a lot of the bodybuilders that used to use Dianabol have heart issues later on. Now, why is this? I can only speculate. Again, talk to your doctor for more information on this stuff, but my expert opinion, my expert speculation would be is because Dianabol converts extremely heavily to estrogen. Again, it is a first generation anabolic steroid. It's a testosterone derivative versus Anadrol DHT derivative, cannot convert to estrogen. So my reasoning is that since Dianabol converts extremely heavily to estrogen, this is going to skew, you guys guessed it, the lipid profile, cholesterol profile far more than something like Anadrol, just because the estrogen levels are going to be going like this. And even if you take an aromatase inhibitor, you're still getting those whiplash estrogen levels. Why? Because of Dianabol's extremely heavy conversion. Guys, that's pretty much it. That is Anadrol versus Dianabol, an extremely short video when comparing the two. So in terms of pros, Anadrol all day, every day for muscle building, muscle growth, muscle wasting diseases treatment. For fat loss, Anadrol over Dianabol, and also safety, Anadrol over Dianabol. Keep submitting your questions. Stay safe, stay healthy. Seth Spartan, and we are out of here.